I took some trades on Aussie dollar last week on Thursday, 17th of October. The weekly bias going into the week was bearish, and I was anticipating price to continue lower, probably towards the sell side liquidity, because we started the week off quite bearish. We had three bearish candles in a row, and we didn't come into that sell side liquidity, and we closed quite strongly with this strong bearish candle on Wednesday, and that to me looked like we might continue lower, at least into that sell side liquidity. So yeah, going into today, I was looking for bearish patterns that I could trade. I saw that after rejecting these lows, or that order block, daily time frame order block, monthly time frame order block, price found quite a strong support. This is quite a good pattern where we had an inside bar, price to cut liquidity off that inside bar, and then pushed up with this engulfing candle. And then, however, it had come into this bearish fair value gap and found resistance with this doji candle. And after seeing that, I kind of wanted to go short. So I was watching this failed swing followed by a displacement. So we had a market structure shift. And then I entered on the 618 pullback right here. It was essentially just a one-to-one. I gave myself enough room. I put my stops up there, and targets were down there. We had, I believe, USD retail sales coming out that day as well. So let's just have a look on Thursday. We had core retail sales and unemployment claims coming out for dollar. So I was waiting for, price pushed up, cool, came down, then continued to consolidate, and then it pushed up, and it ended up like this on Friday. So that was the one trade I took, and as price came to my entry around here, I exited the trade. So yeah, I believe I exited the trade somewhere around here, and took a 0.3% loss somewhere. I wish I had left it at that, but I tried to re-enter the market a couple of times more on the 5 minute, I believe. So where did I re-enter? Let's see. So yeah, after this bearish close, right, price consolidating this way, after I saw this bearish engulfing candle, I believe I took a short somewhere around. Oh yeah, I believe I took a first short here somewhere. Again, exited that trade as well, where I took a 0.15% loss. And then I re-entered again after seeing this bearish engulfing candle, and I believe I entered somewhere probably around here. And I exited this again as it started moving away from me, and that was at another 0.4% loss. So overall, I believe it was around 0.9% loss on this trade idea, mainly because I was trading against. Let's just do a review of the high time frame bias for the day. So these were the trades that I took. I wish I just stuck to that one initial idea and just taken that loss, because exiting this trade early, the initial trade early, the one I took on the 1 hour time frame, followed by just constantly micromanaging, micro watching the trade play out and push up and down, and going into lower time frames looking for another opportunities to short, was just honestly exhausting. Had I just left the initial trade, at least I would have just taken a 1% loss and not fried my brain. Yeah, had I just taken this trade and had been stopped out, I think my mind would have been a lot more in peace. But yeah, that was the trade. So let's just see the things that I could have done differently, or now looking back on hindsight, what happened and why it didn't play out. So let's see where we are, right? It's Thursday. We are deep in this range at that order block on the daily time frame. We are also at the monthly time frame order block, and we are on Thursday. So it's Thursday, which Thursday and Friday's price is more likely to find support, right, in a trend. So if it's been trending down, it's more likely to find support on Thursday or Friday, more likely to stop the trend or pause the trend on Thursday and Friday. And a Thursday came into this order block, right? And with this candle, I was expecting price to at least come down and take out the low of that day, or Wednesday. So what happens? Let's see. Firstly, on the 4-hour time frame, this bullish engulfing candle is a good sign of price finding strong support, right? Not only that, the way this candle printed, it took out the low of this inside bar doji candle and tapped into that daily time frame order block again and displaced up, and it also closed above this order block right there. That, first of all, that is a good sign that price might hold support, or it might be finding support there. Then on the 1-hour time frame, right, we had a market structure shift. So we had this pullback, was the last pullback that price had formed. We had this order block in here as well. Price closed above all of them, and not only did it not find like resistance inside of this range, it closed above that range. Inside of this range, right, it just completely blasted through that range with this strong bullish engulfing candle. And what I normally say is, if price is bearish, right, like I thought it was, whenever you see a move like this, it essentially means that it's going to grab liquidity before it makes its way down, is normally what I would look for in a trend. But because it was a Thursday, and I would, looking at it, it's more of a kind of like a TGIF, or reversal of the trend. And then we get a pullback, and this is even better. After I entered the trade, right, price comes down, holds this fair value gap, we invert these fair value gaps, which is what I saw after I entered the trade, and that was one of the reasons I exited early. And then we come down, right, during the news, we hold this fair value gap, we hold this inverse fair value gap, and this was during the news. And that was one of the reasons I kind of knew I shouldn't be going short here, but I still, because I was zooming into lower time frames throughout the day, I kept ignoring the higher time frame bias, right? This is such a good move, like bounced off, held the fair value gap, again market structure shift, held inverse fair value gap, and now I should be looking to go long, not short, man. This is where I should be looking to go long, and there was perfect opportunities here to go long, which obviously, because I was so focused on going short, I completely ignored it. There were just too many clues of price reversing, and because my mindset was fixed on a bearish bias that we are going to come down and take out these lows, I was fixated on that, and I ignored everything that was happening in terms of bullish signals of price holding. Like, we clearly rejected an order block, failed swing, displacement, came back, held that fair value gap. Not only that, it also inverted this fair value gap, right, which price held on the 240 time frame, which is a very good sign of price finding support. And then after holding that inverted bullish fair value gap on the 240, we put in a market structure shift on the 60-minute. Not only that, we invert another fair value gap, displace up with fair value gaps, and just trading around here would have been a very good scenario. But yeah, regardless, it was I had a bias for the day. I entered the trade based on that bias. I was wrong, and the only thing I did bad was try to re-enter multiple times in here somewhere, because I exited this trade early. Apart from that, I stuck to the bias. I had a pattern, I traded it, and yeah, I'm okay with that. But going into the future, it's just something that I will be noting, and most likely backtest as well. Thursday and Fridays trades in a weekly trend. So yeah, that's just a note for the future when taking trades on Thursday and Friday. Cool.